Hi there, welcome to this tutorial on the assessment task. In this tutorial we're going to create a heat map with some of the data. So far we've been using the latitude and longitude of where the koala has been found. In this case we're going to use some later latitude and longitude, that being the location where the koala has been released. If I just take you to that here, you can see there is a release longitude, release latitude. As you can see, there doesn't appear to be too many records, but we can very quickly find out how many there are. We're going to find out how many records between AJ2 and AJ 39,907. And I don't normally put formulas into the original koala-based data set, but just for the purposes of this demonstration, let's do it, but I'll delete it afterwards. My formula is going to be equals count A. You can see count A comes up there, and it is AJ2 to AJ 39907. And what count A does is it counts within the range and returns how many of the cells in that range have data in them. Just press enter. You can see there's 4,091 altogether. Now it doesn't appear like that when I slowly scroll up, but because this is such a large data set with 40,000 items, it quickly adds up. So we're going to use the data from release latitude and release longitude. So I'm going to copy both of these, but not before I go back in and delete my formula. So I'm going to copy column AJ and column AK. So just control and click on both of them, and then I'm going to just choose copy, and then I'm going to put them into the other spreadsheet that I've been working with, not a sheet within this spreadsheet, but the other spreadsheet that I've been working with, which has got the data set in it. And I'm going to now paste into column F and G the release latitude and longitude, which I copied from the other spreadsheet. So copy, then into my new spreadsheet and paste. And there's my data which has come across. Okay, so now I have my data that I want. I can go ahead and start creating my heat map, and I'm going to use Google Fusion for that. And hopefully when I'm finished, my heat map is going to look something like this one here, which will show the location of where koalas, which survived being in the hospital, have been released in the Brisbane greater area. So I need to load up Google Fusion, so I can just do a search for that, which I will. So Google Fusion, and I'm going to sign into my Google account with the Fusion table. And again, your Google account will need to be used. Make sure that you know what it is and know the password. So I'm going to import a new table from this computer. So I'm going to browse on my computer, and I've saved inside of my desktop. I've saved lat and long, which is the name that I gave to my spreadsheet, and I click on next. So it will load up that table into Google's Fusion tables. So here it is. You can see that it's brought in all 7 of the fields, and you can see that it has, well, brought in lots and lots of the rows or records. So I click on next, and the table name, I'm going to call it release locations, and the rest of this stuff I can leave as is. I'll just click on finish, and when it loads up, what I'm going to do is I will go in and tell it that I don't want all of this data, I just want release lat and release long. So underneath tools, I can select the columns, and I'm going to untick the other 5 fields and just choose save. Now you can see that it only has release lat and release longitude. Now I need to go into the map here, and as you can see it's plotted all of these locations. I need to make a couple of changes. So underneath heat map you can see that it's got heat map here, and I can change the radius if I want to make it a little bit darker or lighter or whatever, and the opacity allows me to see what's underneath. And I can also change it to a satellite map, and this gives me some more interesting ways of looking at the data. Okay, so that's how I've created the heat map. So you can go ahead and try to do the same thing. Another way of visualizing our data, which is easier for people to interpret. Thanks for watching.